Hi, this is Steve from Guitar Zoom, and I wanted to remind you how important it is for you to do some proper stretching techniques before you practice and maybe even after you practice. Certainly if you're feeling very tight or you're feeling very cold, that sort of thing. So what I'm going to do is you don't have to do all of these, but I'm going to show you a few different things that really work great for me. Number one, I have arthritis in both my hands, but number two, I had carpal tunnel surgery on both of my hands when I think I was like 16 or 17 or something like that. So I had to have surgery, so I had to learn, I had to do some stretching exercises and things like that and some strengthening exercises. So what I thought would be kind of nice is to give you some ideas of things that I do before I practice, and certainly I do before a show to really stretch. And of course, I live in Fargo, North Dakota, and it gets very, very cold here, which doesn't benefit me in terms of my flexibility either. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to start off by talking to you a little bit about some ways that you can warm up your hands. Now, these are external things. Okay, what I do is before I'm going to practice, and absolutely for sure before I'm going to do a performance, before I play on stage, I find a faucet that's got warm, very warm water. And I'll run my hands under the warm water, and most importantly as well is I'll run my forearms under the water. So I'll run them under the water for quite some time, and what I'll do is I'll just kind of massage the muscles in my arms while I've got them running under the warm water, and it just feels really, really great. Now, I'm not squeezing really hard or anything with my fingers because I don't want to wear my finger strength out either. But I'll just run them. So it's not just my hands, it's my forearms as well. That makes a really big difference for me. Again, something my therapist, my physical therapist told me about. So that's what I'll do. When I'm on stage, I always have a heater over on the side, if it's cold, that's running. And so I can always go over and I can warm up my hands during songs, or if there's a break where the singer is talking to the audience or whatever it might be, I'll warm up my hands as well, which is nice to have. Now let's get to the actual exercises here. So what we're going to do, the first thing I want to do is I want to show you a really easy way of trying to get some blood flow into your fingers if your fingers are cold, is to pinch the tips of your fingers. So if you just literally pinch the tips of your fingers, you could do this a few times. You don't have to pinch it till it hurts, but if you just pinch them, you're going to start getting more blood flow to your fingertips. That's a really good way of just getting it going. A side note, the less caffeine you drink, the better your blood flow is. Okay? Caffeine tends to make your extremities colder. So, and I know this because my doctor told me this as well because of my arthritis. If I stopped drinking caffeine, I would have a better chance of being able to keep my extremities, my fingers and my toes and things like that, warmer. Don't ask me why that is. I'm not a doctor. But I have noticed since I've cut back on my caffeine significantly, it does help a lot. Right now it's actually freezing outside here in Fargo when I'm making this video. And so this is the kind of thing that I most certainly do is I'll run my hands under warm water, that sort of thing, and then I'll pinch the tips of my fingertips to get some blood flow in there. Okay, another nice thing to do is I will take this right here, this part of your hand, okay, ball that you've got here between your thumb and your first finger, and you just massage that. Okay? Again, you don't have to kill yourself trying to squeeze that thing because it hurts, but to massage that muscle is really, 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 really important. If you've got somebody else that will do it, that's fine too, right? But they don't have to try and turn it into a contest to make you cry, because if you squeeze that hard, you may cry, right? So the point is just you're warming up your hands right now. Okay, that's what you're doing. You're warming up your fingertips. You're massaging this muscle right there between your thumb and your first finger, and it really starts warming things up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the wrists. Now I'm going to show you some really great things that you can do, really great stretches with your wrists. Now the first one, what we're going to do, we're going to put our fingertips together, and then we're going to put our palms together. And what we're going to do is we're going to lower down until we are straight. Okay, we're not going to be way up here, we're not going to be way down here. We just want to be straight. Okay, straight across this way. Okay? Now what I want to do is I want to lower these down. I want to keep, this is the key, is you want to keep the bottoms of your hands together. You don't want them to pull apart. So you're going to have to figure out what works for you. But once you get your hands put together, this bottom needs to stay together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this down. right here. See, the bottoms are still together. That's as far as I can go. Okay? Now, here's the trick. I'm going to push this elbow toward that wall. Give me just 1 second. My camera was going to die. So I'm going to push this elbow towards that wall. Now, as I do this, what I want to do, okay, the bottom of my hands need to stay together. Now, I don't want to push up. What I want to do is literally push straight out towards that wall. Okay, so you're not going like this. You're literally pushing straight out towards the wall. And what you're going to do is you're going to start feeling all of these muscles start stretching out. It's a wonderful stretch. Feels really, really good once you get comfortable with this. You stretch straight out and then hold it for however long, whether it's 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever. Okay? Then you're going to do the same thing to the other side. Straight out. Not up or down, straight out. Hold it. Okay? Those are really good ones to do. You can do those over and over and over just to stretch out all those muscles, okay? Another thing that you can do is you can turn your hand over and keep that bottom together. You turn it over and you just kind of bring it up towards your body like this. Okay? You don't have to go in or out. You just pull it up and it starts stretching out these muscles in here. Okay? That's another really, really good one to do to stretch out those muscles. Okay? Stretching out those wrists. And again, massaging is always a good thing to do. Okay? Just massaging. I can already feel right now, just sitting here with you, my hands are already warming up. Okay? I'm already feeling it just from doing a few of these and doing a little bit of this. But we're going to keep going. Here's another thing that you can do. Here's the wall. Okay? I'm going to go against the wall. What I'm going to do is, again, the bottoms of my wrists are against that wall. What I can do is I can bring it down. Bring it down. Okay? The bottoms of my wrists are still against that wall. So as I keep going down like that, I can feel these muscles start stretching out, and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm standing up straight, and I'm keeping the bottoms of my wrists, okay, my elbows are straight, keeping the bottoms of my wrists against that wall. Okay. Now again, when you're done, take it easy. Okay? Stretch out a little bit, relax, because your wrists are gonna hurt a little bit, so you don't want to come back and then all of a sudden start like trying to lift weights. Okay, just relax those wrists a little bit. Good to go again. The other one that I really love to do is just the opposite. Go like this. Okay? Now you can keep going upward and keep pushing your arms up here, keep going up towards the ceiling, but what works really well is you just lean back. Right? You can't see my knees, but I'm just dropping my knees a little bit. And I'm keeping those against there, and I'm stretching out those muscles. Okay? So again, when I get done, I'm not going to just go crazy with my wrists. I'm going to let them go back, relax a little bit. Okay? Like that. Now, let's start working a little bit on the shoulders. Okay? As ridiculous as this seems, doing this stuff with your neck, slow circles, will make a really big difference on all your neck muscles when you're practicing or when you're playing on stage. Okay? So making circular, they don't have to be fast, they shouldn't be fast. Just nice, gentle, large circles with your neck is really, really important. Okay? Now, as far as the shoulders go, what I always like to do is I'll just grab like this and I'll pull and I'll hold it. Like that, and just hold it. Both of them. Okay? And again, I would do this for a while. I would hold them for a while. I'm just doing it quickly for you, but that's how I would do it. The next thing I would do is I would grab my elbow like this. I'll bend down a little bit so you can see me. I grab it behind my head here, and then I pull it back, and I just hold it like that. And I would do the same thing with this one. I would grab it and pull it back. Now I'm doing it a little quick, but that's what I would do with those. And these are all stretches that I do on a daily basis, on a regular basis. Okay? So now I'm stretching those out a bit. I got my neck, I got my shoulders a little bit, kind of working out some of those things. If you find, one thing that you can do is with the muscles that you've got in here, if you find that those are really tight, you can just kind of pull on them a little bit and just kind of push and kind of pull them down a little bit. You can try and pull and stretch those muscles out a little bit, which kind of helps a little bit as well. Okay? And then the last thing I do, which you're really not going to be able to see me, but I touch my toes. I bend over and then I touch my toes. And I'll knock my head all the way over. You're going to see my hair go flying now. just like this, and I'll just stay like this. So now what I'm doing is I'm stretching out all my back muscles, my leg muscles, right? And even my shoulders, I'm letting everything drop and just relax. So those are really great things to be able to do to kind of situate yourself if you're cold or you're tight or you need to, get stretched out for a show or whatever it might be. These are some really great stretching exercises that you can do. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. So take care, and I'll speak to you soon.